Hey guys, 10th Gate here. So I just wanted to do a change of pace today. I just put my Barbarian King down to sleep for another update. He's on his way to 28. That's pretty cool. I was found myself way ahead of schedule with the Dark Elixir with the way I've been farming it with the Goblin Knife recently. But, doing so many Goblin Knives, I thought I'd throw some Dark Elixir away for a bit since I'm ahead of schedule, right? Looks like I got 3 days, 16 hours to to farm for my next queen level, which is 155k. So I busted out the bowlers um, and the baby dragons. Look at that. Let me see. I've got these guys, baby dragons at 3, bowlers at 2. I used to play with them a lot. I really like bowlers. Usually I'd use them with a golem, but it's already an expensive strategy. 4 healers. So the strategy I use, and this is still with no, I'm still trying to farm without these royals, right? So you're getting limited success. But I wanted to talk a bit about how to use bowlers because they're very popular right now, and I think a lot of people sort of know how to use them. But there's some people who might be on their way up towards TH10 and haven't gotten into the nitty gritty or are looking forward to upgrading that troop and might get some value out of seeing some replays, right? And it's also a nice chance to showcase the baby dragon, who I'm using to funnel troops, right? So let's go look at some replays real quick here. I threw a couple attacks. See, starting with this one, I was a little rusty, so bear with me. So I want to talk about my setup really quick here. I've got the 4. I use earthquakes, 4 earthquakes in this one to blow open a hole somewhere. 3 rage spells and 1 freeze spell. I find that's because the freeze goes a long way against a sort of pocket of infernos, and I've gotten used to using it. Have it maxed, why the hell not, right? Pardon my language. So it's important to know about bowlers that in a lot of cases you want to control healers on them. You want to sort of mass them into a group, and you want to sort of have an open style base where they can just roam around throwing. They can throw over walls, but you kind of want them in a central position. So that's why I find the better than jump is the earthquake thing. So let's just do a quick I'll just check this replay and let's see what I do. It's a juicy base, right? Check out that loot. So I find a key position that's going to allow me ingress into the whole base. I put down the giants as a skirmish line, right? Because I just want them to pick up those crossbows, basically distract the defenses while my wizard, in this case I'm not using the dragons yet, but I'm using the wizards to funnel. So I drop those wizards first. That's to get rid of those pesky side things, because bowlers will go off on a tangent if you let them. And then I unleash the bowlers. I've got max bowlers in my clan castle. I like the double rage in this setup because it might have been something of a waste, but the way I used to play it, and I tried to again, is to sort of have a line of bowlers moving across a base with the wizards cleaning up on the sides. And then I follow up with the third rage in the middle and let them sort of finish off whatever they can. Of course, if you're running with the heroes, the royals, you go a lot further because they'll still be alive here. You can use their power up. The healers are still alive, and they'll probably latch onto the queen to clean up the base. So with high heroes, you can actually 3-star base like this. So let's see how I did. Yeah, I picked up a crap load of loot there. So let's talk about what the strat costs, okay? My goblin knife strategy before was costing me 250k elixir all told, and I was pulling off 3k dark elixir scores, but sometimes losing on the elixir side. The thing about bowlers is you just know they're going to tear apart a base. So especially if he has grouped up collectors and he's got holding a lot of loot and it's a pretty well defended base, bowlers have a good shot at it. The actual cost of this setup right here is 2625 dark elixir for the bowlers and the earthquakes, and close to 260k. I think it's more like 250k, but when you add the baby dragons instead of some other things, it's 264. So there you have it. It's an expensive strat. So my profit on that attack in terms of dark elixir wasn't that impressive, right? Even if I got that 4k, I still only got like 1400 dark elixir off the top of that. But not decent amount of gold, decent elixir profit. It's not too bad. So let's go see. Here's a lesson, okay? The reason I'm saying you got to group up your bowlers, this is a failed attack. Let's just go check it really quickly. It's a ring base, a bit of a pain in the butt. Troops are going to wander. So your funneling is extra important. It was after this base that I decided to bring the baby dragons into play, because I thought they'd be useful here. But you see, I put out a skirmish line of bowlers because I'm thinking, I kind of want to clear the outsides real quick before they go inside, have a wide rage area there. So look what happens. The healers latch onto the side bowler. Because the bowlers aren't grouped up, it's kind of a waste. And there's no heroes to kind of carry this thing, right? So it could have been a nice score if I'd grouped the bowlers and just followed them with the rage. So let's see that again and fast forward. There goes my bombers. Here comes my line of bowlers. And you see how they spread off in every single direction. It's just bad news bears. The healers don't know what to do. The whole force goes down to the firepower in the center despite my best efforts. Anyways, we know the ending. So that was like a little reminder of what I need to be careful with the bowlers. And it's a good reminder for anybody out there to how to deal with it. So I think this time I actually pile my bowlers on. So I drop the earthquake there. I want to point something out for people who don't know this. Pro tip, okay? Earthquake, the way to hit it perfect. See how I got both of those walls down? Earthquake, it's very easy because a lot of bases have this configuration where there's you see the archer tower here and the air defense here. See how they're both 3 square buildings. If you come in close, I did it right between the collector and the storage, but if you come in close and you put your finger or your stylus right on that line in between them, it will take out both walls. So that's how you get down a bigger segment with an earthquake. On a ring base like this, that's kind of important if you're using bowlers especially. So let's go watch this. Nice amount of elixir, but I'm really only taking, if I get the whole amount, dark elixir, I'm only getting 1200. So here's the baby dragons, right? The one on the right instantly gets the attention of an air defense. I'm not a huge fan of the baby dragons. I guess that's all right that they managed to funnel the bowlers. But here I go. I pile all the bowlers on top of each other, drop those healers on them, and I'm actually going to deploy the rages one at a time because the massive bowlers. This is how I see TH11s doing it, and I agree that it's a pretty good trick. Now, bowlers usually work really well with healers because their range on their bowling balls can take out air defenses before they can start hitting the healers that are covering them. So I drop my last rage in the middle. Usually I'll save that. I'll use my freeze on the closest Inferno Tower just because the Inferno Towers will stop the healing on your bowlers, so that's kind of a priority. Let's finish this up. They make some more distance in there. I more than cover my costs. It was a fun attack. It's nice after a Goblin Knife to sort of just tear through a base for once, right? And let's see, I got one more replay here. I think it's this most recent one. So this is a complex base, and I just want to point this out. For the funneling tactic, I decided to go in the south. And you'll see I use both baby dragons and wizards to funnel in this case. So I want my bowlers to go right up through the middle there and get to that 3.5k dark elixir. But you see, the only thing standing in my way and that's going to make them spread is that outer rim. So this is not that great of a base, actually, even though it looks pretty tough. There's a thin line of sort of crappy buildings that's very easy for the baby dragon and the wizards to take down. See, I deploy them first. Wizards taking some damage because the giants died really quickly, but the baby dragon lasts a little bit longer, enough to bridge the gap there so that my bowlers won't go the other way. I throw a rage down so that my wall breakers, I only had 3 of them, would get through the extra step, and it'll work for my bowlers to sort of break in together. Here's another thing. So here comes the second rage. I kind of waste my freeze here, yeah, because they were already through it. They're so fast. You kind of want to have this walkway of rages because healers actually heal faster on rage. So right now they're healing on steroids, right? Well, whenever they're blown up into rage, and that's helpful too, especially when you're going to be facing big bombs. Sort of the things that undo a bowler army are, one, the healer's not following it. Two, big bombs going off in sequence. Two of them will actually kill your bowler. See, that bowler just got wrecked by a big bomb. You need your healers kind of on rage to keep up with those big bomb explosions sometimes. And you also, your objective is to get down the Inferno towers as fast as possible, because they also hinder your healers. Of course, with heroes, this whole strategy is a lot easier. But you see, the take is nice, breaking even on elixir. So anyway, this is a fun strategy. It's not as rawly efficient as the Goblin Knife. The Goblin Knife has its own appeal. You know, to me, I'm a huge fan. But anyways, just tonight I thought I'd do a couple of these attacks to switch it up, because I've been making a lot of Goblin Knife videos. So let's go find a live attack, and we'll see if we can put some of these tips into action. It's also more of a risky strategy, I find. And I've wasted a lot of attacks with Goblin Knife, but I don't feel so bad when I fail, because I haven't spent a single. I'm farming for royals right now, so when you lose a bowler attack, it costs you like 2,600 dark elixir. So keep that in mind. I'm kind of going for a base that has at least that much dark elixir, and failure's not an option. Well, I mean, sometimes it's forced on us, but this is like a dead base. Heck, let's just go for it. This is really easy. It should be really easy. I'm going to try to 3-star this guy, okay? I'll see where his air defenses are. They're way back there. They're not going to touch me. So my baby dragons here are actually going to stay alive for quite a while. Here, let's put them over there, let's get some funneling going. Put one of those guys there. Now I'm probably going to rip open just like so. Get my wall breakers in there, and then start pumping out these bowlers. Get the healer right down on it, bust a rage, and then watch the fireworks. See, these guys, they're just really fun to watch on rage. I don't know what I'm going to do. I put this freeze spell. It's almost like I don't even need it. I'm not going to waste it, actually. There's no Inferno towers in this base, I just realized. So yeah, bowlers on rage, it's just overkill for a base like this. This guy rushed like crazy. It's just overkill. But you know what? I'm not above taking a base like this for the loot. It's gonna go towards my walls, and my villagers will thank me for that. Alright, so that's it, guys. Have fun with some bowlers, and see what you can put together. When I get my royalty back, I'll be doing some 3-star tactic bowler wars and whatnot. But this was just a taste. So good night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Good clashing. Wait for it. Yeah, I know you guys want to see it. Bam. Nice score. All right, take care.